And now, today's Seniors Living Well with your host, Laurie Webb.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Seniors Living Well. This is our 6th series, and the theme of this series is Aging Doesn't Have to Be a Puzzle. And we've tried to gather together a lot of resources and programs that help the 50 to 100-year-olds, that's what we're talking about, senior citizens these days, figure out how to gracefully move forward in their life as they go from 50 to 100. And this morning I have some special guests with me. Nanci Ralph is the program coordinator for the New Horizons program at Daenerys, and Harlan Rader is a participant in that program.
Yes.
And I was telling Nanci before we were on camera that Margaret Trout, who was my original bookkeeper, ran New Horizons a long time ago. So it's been around a long time.
It has. And it's Michael Johnson had the opportunity to kind of make a change. The gal that was running it just recently retired, and he wanted to sort of rethink it. And there's so many good programs in Amador and Calaveras County that are for those that are grieving, support groups. And he wanted to do something different, something that would add to those groups. And what he wanted was to have an opportunity for people who are grieving to get out and live again. And so what he wanted me to do is to coordinate monthly activities to allow people to get out, have something to look forward to every month, and go do something fun, be with other people that are grieving. You don't have to sit and talk about your loss. It's an opportunity just to get out and do something fun and be with other people. So when did you start doing the program? We started this last June, and I started with the flower farm, Amador Flower Farm. We went out with a group, and we just looked and enjoyed the flowers. We had lunch. We always eat.
Well, that's always a good thing to do.
We always eat something, yes.
Feed them.
And it was just a fun time. And there were some conversations where people were off and they needed to talk about their loss, and that's okay. It's just an opportunity to do whatever you need to do. And so he went to a museum and Angels Camp and went to lunch. And we've also gone to my house, had a barbecue, and just had a great time, just enjoying each other's friendship. And I've asked Harlan to join us as a participant and just how it's affected him or what has helped him to be a part of New Horizons.
Well, it gets me out of the house. And a program for an event once a month for the next 4 or 5 months. And I'm looking forward to these events. My wife, Sylvia, passed 6 years ago, and I became a TV holic, watching TV.
Just
but now,
couch potato, we call it.
Now I can go out to an event, look forward to an event like this Saturday. We got an event coming up at the Plymouth flea market and pancake breakfast.
And there's the food.
And there's the food. Always the food that will get you out. Yes.
That's great.
So I'm happy with it, and I'm happy with what Nanci is doing.
So even though you lost your wife quite a while ago, and I'm sure that there's still some grieving going on, it took you a little while to get involved in being in society again.
Right.
But it sounds like New Horizons kind of opened the door for you.
I would say you're absolutely right.
So, it has. How many folks do you have participating now, Nanci?
Well, you know, it varies because, you know, as with grief, sometimes you wake up and it's just too hard to leave the house, you know. And so I never know who's coming. I make my phone calls, you know, and I say, okay, we're meeting at this spot, you know, we'll see who comes. But sometimes there's just 2 of us. Sometimes there's 12 or 13.
Oh, wow.
So, and we're growing. We're getting the word out that we're there. And like you said, you know, I mean, Harlan lost his wife many, many years ago, and it doesn't have to be someone who's recently lost someone. It does take years and years and years to overcome the grief, and anyone's welcome to come. Family members and friends can come too of the grieving person. It's not just
so it's not just the the spouse or
No. Mm-mm. So, yeah.
I think that's something that people probably didn't know or forget, that, you know, say you had a sister that you loved dearly, and because there's a lot of older families up here that have, you know, sisters and brothers who also
Yeah.
live up here.
Yeah.
And that would be very useful for them to be able
Yeah.
to participate.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm sorry.
That's good.
Well, like Carlin said, our next event is this Saturday at the Plymouth Flea Market, and we're meeting at the Sutter Creek Post Office parking lot, and at 8 o'clock, and we're going to go and have a pancake breakfast, and we're going to just walk the flea market. If you don't want to walk the flea market, you can sit at the pancake breakfast and talk, you know, so we're just going to be looking forward to a really fun time. And we've got other events planning. In June, we're going to the Caples Lake for a picnic. Sit
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Look at the lake.
So you travel some distance
Oh, yeah.
sometimes. So how does the transportation part of it work?
Well, we just meet together and we just carpool.
Okay, so everybody kind of gets there and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll drive.
Right, yeah.
Can you drive this time? Things
Yeah,
like that.
very
Okay.
casual. We don't have any big agenda. It's just get people
Just
out and have fun.
Get them together and have
Yeah,
fun. Yeah. And people pay for their own food.
Yes, the expenses are maybe $10 to $25 depending on what food you purchase and how much the entry fee is for the museum or wherever we go. So it's very minimal.
If people have, like maybe, like I have a friend who lost her husband not too long ago, and her daughter and son-in-law are coming up just for the weekend, that would be appropriate for her to
Yes.
bring them along
Of
to this
course.
event?
Yes, yeah, everyone's welcome, yeah.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
And I think for a while, because New Horizons was kind of on hiatus, people have forgotten that
Yeah.
that
Still,
it's there.
yeah.
Do you have a newsletter or something that goes out to
Yes, I
folks?
have pamphlets that I can send out to people. The only way I have access to addresses is through Denary with the information that I have there. But if anyone would like to contact me, I have email address. It's Nanci, N-E-N-C-I, at DenaryMortuary.com. So it's Nanci, N-E-N-C-I, at DenaryMortuary.com.
Okay.
Or they can call the mortuary, 223-0793, and leave a message for me. Or they can come by and pick up a pamphlet. They have the pamphlets there. So that have all the information on the next 6 months of activities that we plan.
Oh, that's
So,
great. I should get some of those and have them at the senior center.
Yes.
Because, yes, because very often we do have people, like I remember one gentleman, his wife passed away, and he started coming to the meals the next day after her funeral.
Wow.
And he never stopped coming.
Yeah.
But he would have really benefited
Yes.
from, you know,
Yeah.
something like this.
Yeah.
kind of
So,
thing.
yeah, I'll definitely get some
Yeah.
information to you. So.
Great. Or I can swing by and pick some up.
Yes.
Harlan, what's been your favorite activity that New Horizon has done?
Well, just the barbecue at her house a week ago Saturday.
That's the first
Yeah, that-
time he's come.
That was the first event I went to.
and now you're sold.
And I'm sold.
Yeah.
A lot of wonderful, nice people that we fellowship with and enjoyed their company, and I think they enjoyed my company.
Yes, I think
We
that
had,
you were the center of attraction.
We had a few good laughs.
Yes.
And I enjoyed it. You know.
Yeah, normally the events are like maybe a couple hours, you know, just, you know, usually 2.5 hours. Man, everybody stayed till 4 o'clock. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're having such a good time.
I have dinner.
But I loved it. I loved that
Oh,
they were
that's
just there and
wonderful.
enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
so.
that's a good sign that people are relaxed and
Yes.
comfortable. And so, do you have people that you know, maybe come and don't come to every event, but
Yeah, they come and go, and like this, I called a friend just yesterday to see if she wanted to come Saturday. She said, no, I'm going to a birthday party of a friend. So good. I'm glad.
right, because she's
You know,
going out
yes,
and doing
she's
something,
doing
right?
something.
That's
So
getting them re-engaged.
that's all I want, you know. Yeah.
How do you decide on the places you're going to go?
Well, I have to think about the age of the group. You know, right now they're elderly and it's a bit hard to get around, so not a lot of walking stuff. But just things that maybe I think might be good for someone that needs to get out and see the beauty of God's creation, or just fresh air, or just a different scene, or you know. I just go through and pick. And Michael's given me a suggestion. Let's go to What's a baseball team? River Cats.
River Cats
Let's
game.
go to
River
River
Cats.
Cats. Everybody
I've
loves to
never
go
been
see.
there.
Yep, see? He's
So
going to
I'm
come.
looking forward to that.
That'll be fun. Yeah,
So-
my husband, a friend of ours who's a big baseball fan, invited him to go with her husband and her, and he had a great time. I guess it's a
Yeah.
great field.
Yeah, it's fun.
And it's very handicap
Yes.
friendly.
Yep.
So even
And there's shade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be
So,
wonderful.
but I just, I asked the folks, what would you like to do? One thing, it was just sort of a quick thing. I thought, oh, let's go to Clark's Corner. Just, it was a Friday night, so a group of us went. It was the best time. Clark's Corner and I own. Friday night, we got our dominoes out, played dominoes.
Oh, my goodness.
And we had a meal there, and then this guy comes in, older man, comes in, puts a tip bucket on a little chair, goes to the piano, and starts playing without music. He just played. Oh my
yes,
gosh, the
yes.
old tunes.
Yes.
And my people were singing, and they just had the best. We closed
So
the
that
place
was just
down.
like a spontaneous
Yes,
thing?
yes, it was so
Oh,
fun.
wow, that's
They want to go
wonderful.
back to Clark's Corner on Friday night.
So that wasn't a monthly event, it was
No,
spontaneous
that was a
thing.
spontaneous thing.
That's
so,
great.
Yeah.
Well, it's been really a delight talking to the two of you, and I am so happy to hear that program started up
Yes,
again.
yeah.
And again, could you give the number that they call?
Yeah, the phone number for Denary is 223-0793.
And they ask for Nancy
And
with
ask
an
for Nancy
I.
with an I, and I have a voicemail there. I don't work full-time there, so I have voicemail.
Great.
And it's Nancy, N-A-N-C-I, at denarimortuary.com.
If you want to do the email.
Yeah.
Perfect. And Harlan, I guess we'll see you at the exercise program.
I'll be there.
Great.
And here, take this
Yeah.
with
Thank you, I will.
Yeah, it's a brochure.
Okay, thank you. Stay tuned. We're going to come back after the break and have another wonderful conversation with someone else.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.